I won't do what you tell me. Welcome to Change the Conversation with the Hopefulist. My name is Wendy McClure, and it's time we had a conversation about living in a patriarchy and how that affects our lives. Together, we can make a difference and change the conversation. Well, it took me 50 years to recognize patriarchy and how it's shaped my life, which is exactly why I now question everything. I question everything. Let's take aging. Men are allowed. Women are not. I remember asking or saying to my father when he was about, I don't know, he seemed old to me. Now it's at least 20 years younger than I am. But I had said to him, well, your hair is completely gray now. Are you going to dye it? And he said to me, dye it? Took me 45 years to grow this gray hair. So he was proud of it. Now, in all honesty, my father just doesn't care. But he said it like it was something that was wanting to be achieved. It took me 45 years to get this gray hair. Do you know any woman that would say that? I always say, started turning gray in my 20s. I still dye my hair. Patriarchy dictates that we women try to look as young as humanly possible because, we have so much control over the aging process, right? Nothing like putting us in a position to have to do things that we have absolutely no control over. And this is what patriarchy is. It puts us in a no-win situation. We can't win no matter what we do. So we're always looking bad. We're always the one to be blamed for every little thing. And this is just one mere example of it. I just so often go back to that conversation I had with my father when he said that, took me 45 years to grow this hair. What if we women had the same attitude? Now, I have been toying with the idea of letting my hair go natural for a very long time. First of all, it's going to be a long process. It's going to take a long time for it to grow out, and there's going to be that in-between stage. And to be honest with you, I still love my red hair. I still love it. I love when I get my highlights in the summertime, and I just love it. And I want to embrace the gray. I'm not there yet. I will get there. I'm getting closer. But for now, I'm going to stick with it for now. I don't know how much longer, but it's okay. You do what you feel you are ready to do. But put some thought into the things that you're afraid to do, like age, like letting your hair go gray or silver or white or whatever it may be. We often talk about the way our body changes. And, just because your body has changed doesn't mean that it's bad. And we are the ones that determine that. We are the ones that look ourselves in the mirror every single day and decide whether we're going to hate the way we look or whether we're going to love the way that we look. Now, again, this comes back to the societal rule that women aren't supposed to age. We all need to stop trying to look younger. And like I said, at your own rate, when you feel ready. I've never gone ahead with the Botox. I'm not going to say I haven't thought about it. I have. And I have a lot of wrinkles. I've got these forehead wrinkles, and then I've got the H in between the eyes, and I'm starting to get a little droopy here, getting the jowls. And, I can spend the rest of my life looking in the mirror going, ugh. Or I can celebrate the fact that I'm still here. Because looking young is the goal that society has set for us. We didn't make that the goal. Society made that the goal. The real goal is experience and wisdom and the gift that we get to keep living experiencing, learning. That's the goal. The fact that we are still here and able to spend time with our loved ones and make memories and do what it is that we love to do. We have things that we still look forward to. That is the goal. Not looking in the mirror every day and going, oh. And I know because I do it. But, we all tend to have this habit of looking back at pictures and we're like, oh my God, if I could just look like that again. How did you feel about yourself when you did look like that? More than likely, you didn't think you were good enough then. Now, there were very few times in my life where I was actually very happy with the way that I looked. Not everything about it. My thighs have always been a little bit too big. But, right around the time I got married when I was like 40, I was in pretty good shape. And I felt pretty good about myself. And I remember trying to take extra pictures. And then maybe about 5 years ago, I lost about 15, 20 pounds. And I was feeling pretty good. Took a lot of pictures then, too. But here's the thing. Life doesn't stop when you're not in the shape that you want to be in the shape that you think you should be in. Because the only person that thinks you should look a certain way is you. And society, of course, but we're not listening to society anymore. That's what this podcast is all about. You know that. We're not going to do what they tell us. We have let society make the rules up until now, and this is where it ends. We are the ones that are going to put a stop to it. We are the ones that are going to make new rules, ones that we will follow. They will benefit us. So I mentioned my thighs just a minute ago, and, each year my thighs look a little more cottage cheesy. Every summer I pull on the shorts and I go, oh, yep, getting worse. It's getting worse. But you know what? Again, there's just not a whole lot I can do about that. Can I spend 6 hours a day in the gym? Yes, I can do that. And I might be able to get all that cellulite gone. I might not. Am I willing to spend 6 hours a day in a gym? No, I'm just not. I'm not. So we've spent most of our lives obsessing over our weight. And even now when we're older, we're still doing it. I remember when the show Desperate Housewives first came out, and, they were all in their 40s, early 40s, whatever. And, this was like Terry Hatcher and, oh gosh, I can't remember the other stars' names, but, if you can picture them, they were all super skinny. And I'm like, I thought this was the time of our life that we were allowed to relax a little bit, that we didn't have to be stick thin. And here we are being told now in our 40s, we still have to be super thin, youthful looking, and totally fit. If not, we're a disappointment to society. Look, the way that I choose to look at it now, and it is, don't get me wrong, it is a choice. You can choose to look in the mirror every day and go, ugh. Or you can choose to embrace what you have and be grateful for it. If it weren't for my cottage cheesy legs, I wouldn't get to play pickleball every day. I wouldn't be able to walk. Okay? Because think about that. Why do we hate on things that do so much for us? I can spend the rest of my life hating my cottage cheese legs or, varicose veins or all of these things. And these legs carry me through life. They enhance my life in every single way. And I think that we all have imagined at one time or another what it would be like if we lost the use of our legs. And that's the real tragedy, not the fact that they look different than they used to. So let's start being grateful for all that they do for us, for the ways that they enhance our life. And pour that love on them instead of the derision and the disgust and all the things that we've been conditioned to think about ourselves as we get older. Maybe we can start celebrating ourselves for aging. Could you imagine celebrating ourselves for aging? Stop looking in that mirror with the disappointment. You can decide, and this is the point I'm really harping on. It is your decision how you will feel every day when you look in the mirror or look down at your legs. So if you just decide to love what you see, to be grateful for all that it does for you, how different do you think your life would be if you chose to be grateful and embrace everything about you and the things that enhance your life? What kind of life would that be? It would probably be a whole lot different than the one most of us are leading now. Looking back and thinking, oh, I wish I would have, appreciated myself more back then when I looked good. Because even at that time, you were saying to yourself, well, I can be a little bit thinner and, I still have I still have this. Even when I lost weight, like 4 or 5 years ago, I always had this flabby arm, like the wings, they call them. And I work out. I've worked out most of my life. I just can't seem to get that under control. Oprah can't seem to get that under control either. So I always feel better. Well, at least I'm in good company. But what am I going to do? Not wear short sleeves ever again? And I got to tell you, when I serve in pickleball, that thing goes wobbling all over the place. You can see it right here. Oh, it's so lovely. You know what? It is what it is. If it weren't for these arms, I wouldn't be able to do most of the things that I do each and every day. I wouldn't be able to talk with my hands like I'm doing right now. Let's just try to celebrate all of the things that our body does for us. Just try it for one day. And you won't even remember to do it most of the day. But I think that if you just remind yourself throughout the day to be grateful for your body and all that it does for you, you will have such a different outlook on life, that you will feel so much different about who you are and your place in this world. And again, it truly is a choice. You have convinced yourself to hate your body for most of your life. You can now convince yourself to love what your body enables you to do. Because just because it's different than it used to be doesn't mean that it's bad or wrong. It's just different. So I've spent most of my 50-some years hating my body, hating on myself, on every little piece and aspect of myself. And I just don't want to do that anymore. And it's a hard habit to break. And I'm still looking in the mirror and going, ugh, because of the wrinkles and the jowls and all of this stuff. But this is what aging looks like. This is what it looks like. Can I still try to make myself look the best that I can? Yeah, I can wear makeup. I can style my hair a certain way. I can pose in certain ways that look, that are more flattering for me. And I can use creams and, all of that. I can do what it is that I think might help. But I'm not going to go get Botox. Not only that, but you tend to overdo it. You can always tell. And I'd rather not look like that. People look a little clownish sometimes. But even if you have no wrinkles, you still don't look 21. A 60-year-old woman that has no wrinkles on her face at all may not look 60, but she's not looking 25. She just looks 60 who's had work done, in most cases. We have to stop thinking that aging is a bad thing. It is a gift. It is a privilege that not everybody gets to enjoy. So moving forward, just try what I said about loving yourself. Try loving what you see and celebrate the fact that you're still here. You're still doing the things you love. You're spending time with the people that you love. You're making new memories each and every day. You're planning things that you look forward to. And that's what the goal is. The goal is to feel good, not constantly bash and berate yourself. We've done that. We don't want to do that anymore. And this is the way out. So I hope you take what I'm saying to heart. Really think about it. Think about how different your life could be if you weren't looking in the mirror every morning and going, ugh. Maybe give yourself a high five in the mirror instead. That'll boost your mood a little bit. Yeah. We are making the rules. We are not following the rules of society and patriarchy anymore. This is our time. And we're going to do what makes us feel good. So I want you to go out there and be badass. We are stronger together. And I am always cheering you on. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. Together, we are better. Please visit my website at hopefulist.com and remember to hit that subscribe or follow button.